Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today we'll be planning my October bullet journal. This month's theme is spooky mushrooms, and I actually got inspired with this idea by Cheyanne here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I fell in love with her spooky mushroom men, so I kind of took inspiration and tried to work with it in my own style. This journal was actually a mess, and you'll see me try to correct a lot of stuff that I didn't really end up liking in the end. I'm sure you've noticed already that I went straight with my calendar page because I honestly did not know what to do for my cover page. So we're actually going to work with that at the end. So starting off with my calendar page, I'm using the exact same layout that I have been doing since July, where I have a small calendar on the left and a Dutch door on the right side. Front of the Dutch door is just going to have an important date section, and on the other side, as you can see, is going to be my habit tracker. I actually had a hard time thinking of ways to draw these little mushroom men, so I went to Pinterest and pulled up just a picture of mushrooms just to get inspiration, and this is what I came up with. I kind of like that, like at first glance they look kind of cute, but the face actually makes them kind of spooky. And I'm sure you've noticed I skipped over how I made my calendar and my title, because by the end of the video those are going to be completely different. I liked how it turned out, but I didn't like the colors that I ended up using because they don't really go with the rest of the theme, and I usually don't actually go back and fix these things, but this one just really bothered me, and so I went ahead and just changed it. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little pressure making this spread because my September plan with me did so well. I am so grateful and blessed with all the views that I've gotten in that video and all the subscribers that I gained with it, but I'm not gonna lie, imposter syndrome really did hit me hard with this, just because I felt like how am I gonna top it? I'm not good enough. My doodles suck. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, those thoughts did go through my head. So I love the way my theme turned out, but there was a lot of stressful moments getting to where it is now. So as you can see, I'm using the same shade of tan for all the bodies of the mushroom, just so I can have like some cohesiveness for all the mushrooms, but most of the tops are completely different, so I can have the variety there. On my video planner section that's on the back side of the Dutch door. I made it smaller this time just because I felt like I love the Dutch door layout that I'm using with it, but I felt like I didn't need to spread it onto the next page. And I'm also doing my planning a little bit differently, so I needed the other space. So now instead of focusing on 6 videos, I'm just focusing on 5, and I managed to squeeze everything there. And I'm adding another post date section and here's where I plan out just where the dates that I'm planning on putting out my videos. Ironically, for September, I did not follow that for September, so I'm really hoping that I could keep with my schedule this month. So on this section, I'm writing my monthly to-do list. You'll see later on in the video, but I'm not going to be doing weeklies anymore, so my planning has to be a little bit different. So this is the section where I'm just going to put all the tasks that I need to do throughout the month, while my homework and other things are going to be planned differently, as you'll see later on in the video. I felt like the spread needed something more, so I added this border around it, and I purposely made it messy and like skipped around just so it could give it like a different look, I guess. Spread is my health tracker, and as I mentioned before in my other videos, this is just where I keep track of all my health goals that I want to do throughout the month, the meals I eat, and how active I am for the month of October. like I needed some encouragement, so he is helping me set up my bullet journal with me. Where I'm trying something completely new, and this is again inspired by Cheyanne Doodles here on YouTube. I saw this specific weekly spread that she did for her September layout on Instagram, and I just had like this giant light bulb moment, just because I really don't have time to be making a weekly every week, I guess. And this month I really wished that I just had one section to put everything for each class, and that's essentially what I'm doing. So as you saw, I just cut up pages to create 3 Dutch doors on 3 separate one Dutch door on 3 separate layout, and those represent my different classes. So here I'm setting up the first class that I have. Each class is basically going to have the exact same layout, just with different doodles. So on the left side, I am setting up an important dates section. And here I'm going to write anything that's due or that's important for this specific class only. And here and in the middle where the Dutch door sections are is just a giant section where I could make a giant task list where I can make a giant task list throughout the month, basically. It's not going to be day specific. I'm just going to keep writing it as the month goes. I'm really hoping that the Dutch door method is enough room for everything that I have to do. I think it is, and I'm really excited with how these spreads turned out. I really think it's gonna work out for me in the end, but I guess we'll see. start on the right side. I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do at first, and that's why I'm sketching it out with my pencil, because I did not know what I wanted to put there. So in the end, I made a note section because I realized that there are moments where like I just need to jot something down real quick that's not exactly a task. So I mean, if anything, I could always just write on the actual task list section if I ran out of room, or on the last part of the Dutch door. Adding the border again, and I felt like the top part of the right page was a little too empty for me, so I just wrote in the title of the class. These little titles are supposed to be planks of woods, you know, since they're mushrooms, forest theme. I don't think it ended up looking like that, but I still love the way it turned out, so I just left it as it is. And as I said, all 3 of my classes are going to have the exact same layout. finally went back to my title. Since working throughout the theme, throughout the setup, I established a specific theme. I finally had an idea of what I wanted to do with my cover page, and so I just drew the same border that I have throughout my pages, and used one of the scary spooky mushroom men as the T in October. I do realize now that I misspelled October, so I'm just going to pretend that the mushroom man just took over and you can't see all the letters. That the nude color that I have as the mushroom bodies and on the titles, that really is my accent color, and I loved the way my health tracker calendar looked, and that's when I decided to go back and redo my whole calendar page. So I cut up a page from my from the back of my journal, and I'm just basically just gonna draw a new one and tape it on top of it. Basically. Honestly, I'm so glad I took the time to do this spread, just because it looks so much better, it looks cleaner and more cohesive, and I still felt like the title was out of place, and I went ahead and replaced it as well, and I think it looks 100% better. Final flip through of my setup. I am so in love with the way it turned out. I feel like the doodles are so my style and everything, and it's spooky but not too spooky, and it's fall but not too fall. I'm so in love with the way it turned out. I'm so excited as well with my class setup pages. I'm really hoping that this system really works out for me, because like I said, I just don't have time to continue doing weeklies, and I personally don't want to go back to a simple running task list. If you like what you saw, please consider liking the video, and if you want to see future videos. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. If this is where we part, then I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.